Hi, I'm really grateful to be able to be with you in the incredible Convention Center Dublin and to be part of your interesting and exciting event. It gives me great pleasure to be at the Irish Pubs Global Gathering 2015, and I'm really happy that I've been asked to talk just a little bit about business voices today. About 17 years ago, my husband, Dr. Ivan Meisner, who is the senior partner for the Referral Institute, and I started a nonprofit charity. Our nonprofit charity is called the BNI Foundation. Our focus has been on children and education for the past 17 years. Last year, we had an event in the United States that changed the direction of our charitable focus. We had a young teen gunned down in an inner city by a police officer. In the wake of that event, there was a lot of turmoil and unrest. You may have heard about it over there in Ireland. This happened in Ferguson, Missouri. In the wake of all of the turmoil that followed after this event, we heard people on the news and on TV saying things that really hit me in the heart. One of the things they said was, "We need help in this community. We have a problem. Our kids are dropping out of school and turning to a life that's not productive, that's not constructive to our society." We also heard someone else say, "We have a real issue when we can equip our police force with military surplus, but we can't equip our teachers with the things they need to teach our children well." I started to realize the potential that we have in the BNI Foundation to reach into schools, to stand up and speak out about the needs and to plug in the needs with those who have the resources. And Business Voices was born. You see, I was raised in the rural South in Tennessee. And I've had some experiences in my life that caused me to really sit by quietly, trying to make very little noise, trying to stay kind of invisible. And so in the midst of all of that, I learned to kind of be silent. Well, I'm no longer a teenager, and now it's time for me to stand up and speak out. And I'm hoping that you will do that as well, right there in your own community. As we've initiated our Business Voices movement, some amazing things have been happening. It's nothing complicated. It's not rocket science. It's an awareness campaign. Just simply putting on the radar that there are schools and children and educational organizations right in your own community that have very simple needs for us to fix and to solve. My husband and I have had the pleasure and opportunity to spend 2 one-week vacations on Necker Island with Richard Branson. That's been really an amazing thing for us to be able to do. And Richard Branson is very passionate about his B-Team concept. He says business has the potential to solve a lot of the world's problems, not waiting for government to do it. And I'm tired, frankly, of waiting for the government to step in and fix issues having to do specifically with education. So as I was sharing with Richard about Business Voices, he was very, very encouraging because in the B Team, his focus is on people, the planet, and profit. We feel like business can be noble. We can be focused on making money. We can be focused on growing our business and getting new customers and new clients and having great customer service. But we can also do something a little bit more noble, and we call it noble networking. Let me give you an example of how noble networking works. Recently, we had a BNI director who went to a school in North Carolina, asked the school principal, which shocked her, I can tell you, what is your number one need in the school? Your top need. When the principal could really finally get her mind around the fact that someone from the business community was really interested in asking, seriously, what is it that you need? Her response was surprising. She said, "We have far too many children coming to school." This was an elementary school. "They're coming with no shoes." Our BNI director said, "Wow, that's an easy one for us to fix. Don't worry about it. We'll be back in 2 weeks with shoes." And they had a shoe drive. This is noble networking. He put the word out to his business community. Even some Facebook posts were put up and shoes started coming in from around the country. That's noble networking. Another experience with noble networking is taking place right now in Houston, Texas. We have the opportunity in Houston, Texas to support 12 junior high and high schools in the area. Now in Houston, Texas, it's a very interesting thing in that 1 out of 10 students in junior high through high school, so that's like 13, 14 years old all the way up to 17, 1 in 10 are either pregnant or are a teen parent. So that includes the guys as well. And it's hard for them to stay in school. They're dropping out in really high numbers. So the BNI Foundation is partnering with corporations in Houston that already have charitable dollars earmarked for their 2015 giving. And we are sponsoring a youth ambassador program and a girls program called Stand Beautiful in these 12 schools. We're not funding the programs. We're using Noble Networking to find the corporations that have dollars earmarked already for charitable work in the community, and we're putting them together with the schools that have the need. That's how easy it is, and it's powerful. When these kids have someone in their life that's not paid to be there or that's there by obligation, it means so much. When I was in Harker Heights High School interviewing the students that were going to be picked for the very first Stand Beautiful program, I had the chance to meet 20 amazing young girls. I learned later that of the 20, 11 of them had attempted suicide or had suicidal ideation. 4 have already had abortions, and 4 also have had miscarriages. One young lady that I really liked, her name was Bethany. My name is Beth, so there was some synergy there. Cute, darling girl. I learned later was a self-mutilator. She didn't even want to be alive. She wanted to kill herself. She wants also to become a beauty salon owner. Guess what? With Noble Networking, I can connect her with salon owners who can mentor her and be part of her life story. So that's the question I'm asking business people as I meet with you around the world, and I would ask you here today, whose story are you going to be in? How are you going to stand up and lift your voice to bring awareness to the needs of schools in education and connect them with the resources for the people who can step in and help out? That's what Business Voices is about. It's not complicated, but it is powerful. I hope you'll consider becoming part of our Business Voices movement. Alan Bell here at your conference now can give you more information if you want to see him at the break, and he can let you know what the plans are to roll Business Voices out in Ireland. We are having a really great partnership with the Referral Institute, with BNI, and we need to plug in now with some local business owners to help Business Voices be as powerful and as impactful as it can be. You know, we may not be able to make a world of difference, but each one of us can make a difference in the world. And each one of us can be in a teen's story in a positive way that puts them on a new trajectory, sets them up for a successful life. I hope you'll stand up and you'll join us. Come to businessvoices.org and click on Join Our Movement. We'd like to see that people counter rise and rise. I'd like to go back to Richard Branson and say, hey, look what we're doing with BNI, Referral Institute, and businesses around the world. We are really plugging in, helping out, standing up, no longer silent and invisible in the face of these great needs, but we are plugged in and we are speaking up. That's what Business Voices is all about. Thank you for listening.